It's weird. All right. Wow. So, I'll wait for a few people to hop on. If you didn't figure it out, I'm kind of missing my way better half tonight. So, I had to do this alone, which I didn't think would be a big deal, but it's very hard to do a cooking demo with no one holding the phone so they can record it. So, I have a couple ideas. We'll see if it works. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. But if you haven't figured it out, Heather has other obligations, so she is not with me tonight. But she promised next week she's going to do this whole thing herself so we can be even. She didn't really promise that. She doesn't know it yet, but that's what's going to happen. So, I'm on my own, which has been a while. It's been like over a year probably since I did one of these on my own. And it's kind of ironic because I started doing these on my own. Heather wanted nothing to do with them. And she was so nervous. And now I feel like I'm on my own, even though I've been doing these for a couple years. I'm actually nervous because she's not here. Yes. So let me introduce myself. I'm Tim Kaufman. I run a page called FatMan Rants. I've lost 200 pounds on a whole food plant-based diet, or lifestyle. We call it a lifestyle. And I know what I did is totally out there for anyone. I didn't have willpower. You don't get to be 400 pounds if you're really good at willpower. So I had none of that. But I didn't have education either. And so once I got educated on the proper food to eat, the food that was designed for humans, then things started clicking for me. And once I found this whole food, plant-based way of eating, my entire life changed. And so I'm very passionate about it. I want to share it with everyone because I know it's very simple, it's very uncomplicated, and it's very common sense. Yes. So I want to talk about, it's been really cool because if you didn't know, we opened up a plant-based cafe locally. We tried to kind of keep it a little bit quiet. We just want to see what's going to happen. We wanted to see if there's an interest. We honestly didn't think there would be much of an interest. It's a very specialty kind of market, if you will. But we purposely didn't advertise like plant-based. We didn't advertise vegan. We did that on purpose. We just labeled it as a healthy cafe because I want people to come in and I want people to ask questions. That's really why we're doing this. We want to educate along with showing people how delicious and simple food can be. We want to educate them. So a lot of times I'll tell people, stop buying baked potatoes from me. You can make them at home. But in any event, one thing it's done for me is it's had me revisit this whole people they are not like-minded, have a lot of questions. Sometimes the questions I think are to maybe start an argument. Other times the questions are legitimate questions. But it's weird because so many people know me that I've been doing this for so long, they stopped asking all those questions that I used to get in the beginning. So what's super fun is I'm having to go back. I haven't had anyone ask me where do I get my protein in years. And I'm starting to revisit that question every single day. And it used to annoy me, and now I can kind of read someone if they really want to know where protein comes from, or if they just want to basically tell you you're an idiot. But the other thing that keeps coming up over and over and over, and I thought I was done with this conversation, are potatoes. People are so afraid of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates is such a variety. I guess a label. I think it's so ridiculous that we put food in 3 categories. protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Food is so much more complicated and complex than we make it. And a carbohydrate might be a Twinkie or a donut, but it could be a sweet potato. And so it's very hard to get into a 30-minute conversation with someone about what exactly is a carbohydrate. Is it a refined sugar or is it a complex carbohydrate? So I feel like I'm having to go back and kind of brush up on all these really quick answers. And it's funny because the oil thing is coming up, because when you read our menu, at the bottom of the menu it says all plants, no oil. And so a lot of people that are healthy conscious come in, and they've been taught their whole life that oil is heart healthy, especially like olive oil and coconut oil. And really I have to start these conversations all over how refined it is, how anything that is good from an olive or a coconut is just stripped out of it, and you're left with just fat, just liquid fat. So I'm having to revisit all this. So what I thought I'd do tonight is revisit the potato. And this is very ironic because Heather, if you know Heather, she's a potato fanatic. She loves potatoes. She's lost 90 pounds pretty much eating potatoes. And she loves potatoes. So this is kind of me doing this, maybe to get a little bit of revenge. Not only that, since we started the cafe, what we found is we have very little food in the house. Everything is at the cafe. So, yeah. So, in any event, Heather's not here to say hello to everyone. So, my ear is going to be great tonight because she's not going to yell in it. But hello, everyone. Tell us where you're from, because I know Heather's going to watch this. And she's going to check up on me and make sure I did everything perfectly, which I will not. But I'm going to try anyways. So, what I did, there are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ways to top a potato. They don't just have to be plain potatoes. You can dress them up. A lot of times, potatoes are just a carryover or a carrier for our leftovers. So I want to show you a few of the things that I did. I literally just sat down. I put some potatoes in the oven about an hour ago. Then I pulled them out, cut them in half, and I just went in the fridge, and I'm like, oh, we have this, we have this, we have this. You can get really, really complicated with this. You can really jazz them up. In fact, since Heather's not here, if you guys could help me, tell me some of your favorite potato toppings, or I call them tater toppins, to give other people ideas too, because I'm going to show you mine. I definitely have a taste towards spicy. So some of mine are going to be a bit spicy. And, then if you get into sweet potatoes, that's a whole nother world of toppings, because you can get into cinnamon and nutmeg and mashed up bananas and all sort of raisins and all sort of stuff like that. So here's what I'm going to do, because no one will hold the camera for me. I've actually broccoli. That's a good one too. And I was actually looking for broccoli and I couldn't find any. Chili, we got that. Salsa, I didn't have any, but I was going to. So let me flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you what I threw together literally in minutes after I took these out. And let me see if I can do this myself. All right, I think I can. So first of all, instead of cutting the potato in half, I kind of chunked it up a little bit. This is probably one of my go-tos, okay? This is diced potato, and you totally could do these in an Instapot. This is just hot sauce, some nutritional yeast, and then I put a little extra red pepper on there. The next one, somebody already mentioned it, I have chili going on there. That's some leftover chili from the shop. Put that on there. Makes a really nice hearty potato. Then I have some seasoned corn. I have a little black pepper, a little onion powder in there. That's a super nice topping too. And it's something we always have on hand, especially in the freezer. The next one, probably not a whole lot of people will like this. That is actually habanero pepper that I just cut up. I actually grew them in my garden. I just took a few slices out of the freezer. And there's also smoked paprika. So I get it's a very hot pepper. They were very hot this year. Along with the smoky taste, and I really like that. And if you can mix some sweet in there, it's also very good. This is a mustard. This is a local mustard that we have. It's made from Weber's, and if you're in the Buffalo area, you'll know. So Weber's mustard has a whole bunch of hot garlic, horseradish, jalapeno. They do a whole bunch of different varieties. Super good quality mustard. Love it. Someone mentioned black beans. I was going to get that out. Did not have time. The next one is just some hummus that I put on there. I love potatoes and hummus. That is something that I would eat cold. I would just grab it, run out the door, boom, done. The next one, one of Heather's favorites, is this is just dried dill or dill weed, and then I put some lime juice on that on top. That's really good. Another one that's good is dill, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. Makes a really nice combo. This one is some barbecue sauce that I actually made here, and that's just basically dates, tomato puree, and some spices. And then I put a little nutritional yeast on that. So it's kind of a sweet barbecue. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, and then the nooch just gives it a little cheesy flavor. The next one, super simple, but it's one of my go-tos. Just some diced onions and fresh tomatoes on there. That's a very nice one too. Okay, so now, this is going to be a weird potato. We're going to talk about this. Do you see that potato right there? Yeah, if you didn't figure that out, that is not a potato. I want to show you guys something. Each one of these, okay, I didn't weigh them, I didn't measure them, but each one of these, actually, each one of these plates has the same or less calories than this little tiny plate at the end with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. That is super important because I want to talk about that. So when I start talking to people about this oil situation, and everyone wants to know, and I start going off about the endothelium cells and how it clogs up your arteries and everything. But the reality is, from my perspective, when I first started looking at oils, from what I say is from the FatMan perspective, is which one of these would I rather consume? Something like this, right? This is a meal. This is a meal for me. That would fill my stomach. I'd feel great when I was done eating it, and I wouldn't be hungry. This is nothing. And the reality is, I would put probably twice that much on some popcorn. So, just from my perspective, as calories to bulk in your stomach, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to disagree that this would be a lot more delicious than this. And honestly, I'm glad we had coconut oil in the house. We don't usually have it in the house, but in Buffalo, we're getting some really dry skin, and sometimes I make soap with coconut oil, so we just happen to have it in the house. So coconut oil is great for your skin, but it's not so great to consume. And again, it has a lot more to do with your cardiovascular system. But from my perspective, as a fat man, I would much rather have a nice big potato with nice toppings on it than just that gob. And here's the problem with a lot of this stuff. People will take a salad, a really good salad. It might have mixed greens, fresh vegetables, cucumber, celery, carrot. They take a really good salad, nice big one, and it probably honestly has about 150 calories in it. Then they think they're eating really healthy. But what they do is they put about 3 or 4 ounces, maybe 2 or 3 ounces of an oil-based dressing. And what they do when they do that is they triple or quadruple the calories in it for no reason. So, there's a lot of people that think they're eating healthy by having a salad, with 500 and 600 calories of dressing on it. And the reality is, all this kind of stuff you can also put on your salads, right? I use almost all the same stuff to put on top of my salad, especially hummus. Pico's another one, for sure. And Donna, yeah, the sludgy arteries, that's the big thing. But I feel like a lot of people don't even want to hear about that. I feel like cardiac health is something no one even thinks about until it's too late, until they have some kind of incident or issue, and then they start thinking about it. So sometimes the fastest way for me to get my point across with oil is just a simple caloric density. It is the most caloric. I just read an article 2 days ago that actually coconut oil has more saturated fat per tablespoon than lard. Think about that. Let that sink in. Coconut oil has more saturated fat than lard. And most people would never even connect those two. So it's true. There's nothing healthy about oil. Not only is there nothing healthy about oil, it robs your calories and takes away from having really good, hearty food. And the third thing it does is it robs you from the nutrients. So, for example, I look at this and look at the nutrients and the vitamin C and all the vitamins that are in this stuff. The potassium, magnesium, all this stuff that's in a potato, and then just, there's black beans in there and all sort of stuff. All the nutrients and phytonutrients and vitamins that you would get out of this, what's in here? It's just fat. So it robs a lot, right? It robs you from your calories, it robs you from your nutrients, and it also clogs your arteries. So just those 3 reasons alone. Leave the oil alone, stay away from it. You don't need it. And let's talk about taste. Once you ditch the oil, you'll start realizing that we eat a lot of meals with onions, peppers, and mushrooms. And I always started frying them in oil, coconut oil, thinking it was healthy. But really, what it does to your tongue is it coats your tongue with oil. Now, oil's not water soluble, so it puts a barrier on there. And you're really not getting the taste of your food. And once you start doing stuff, you don't even need to water saute with peppers and onions. They'll do it themselves. Once you start tasting those vegetables without the oil coating on your tongue, it literally opens up your palate to, peppers are so sweet. I never realized how sweet a pepper was until I stopped using oil to cook everything in. So, that's another reason to ditch the oil. Your food will taste better. And another reason, I feel like I'm on a commercial, another reason to ditch oil. I looked at this, and when I used my finger to scrape it out of the spoon, and I'm like, I ran it under hot water, and was like, what is going on? We haven't washed oil out of anything in so long. It is a pain to clean. Once you ditch the oil, man, you don't have that film on your stove anymore. Your dishes clean right off. It's so much easier to keep the kitchen with no oil in it. So have an oil-free life, except for your car. You need to put oil in your car. And the thing is, you got to kind of weed through this information of, advertising. And where is the money going? Of course, if an advertiser can convince you that coconut oil is healthy or olive oil is healthy, you're going to buy it. The flip side of that is who's advertising that oil is not healthy, and who's going to get the financial gain from that? No one. So a lot of the things that you see are very biased, and it's important to, one, use common sense. I think common sense goes a long ways, and find out, your sewer lines stay clearer too. That's another thing, and that's another thing that I tell people common sense wise. You wouldn't put this grease down your drains, right? But for some reason we think it's okay to put it down our mouth. I don't understand it at all. But so there's potato toppings. I'm gonna before I sign off, I'm gonna go zoom through them again. But another thing I wanted to show you guys, popcorn. When I got this coconut oil on the plate, I'm like, oh dang, I didn't realize that's 160 calories of oil. And when we first started getting healthy, we would have popcorn as a snack instead of potato chips, and we would melt way more than that oil on our popcorn. So again, it's taking a fairly healthy snack and just destroying it with oil. But I wanted to show you guys something, a really good way, and I actually got this for Christmas for my sister, and I kind of turned my nose up at it. But man, I've been using this thing and I love it. And I don't know if anyone's seen these, and it's this little popcorn thing, and it's a glass jar, and it's some kind of silicone around it, and then there's a little lid for it. And the cool thing is, it's going to be a little bit backwards, but all you have to do for this is fill this little top thing up to the rim so we have some some purple Boy Scout popcorn. We fill this thing up, and I can't show you because Heather's not here to film me, but we fill that thing up to the line, dump it in, 2 minutes and 10 seconds in the microwave. It does popcorn. It's like perfect every single time. All the kernels pop, and there's no oil. And then when we're done, we might shake a little bit of nutritional yeast on it. We have a little spray bottle with vinegar, or you can get a spray bottle with liquid aminos. And it's a really good, it's great popcorn. And again, you're not coating your mouth with all the oil and stuff, and you'll find out that popcorn is actually a very sweet snack. And your palate definitely does change. And then when you don't have oil, it's really like your taste buds just pop on this delicious food. So, wow, you got a popcorn trick. And I like this thing so much that I went into my Amazon storefront and I threw that there in case anyone wants to look at it. I always forget how to get to that store, but if you search like FatMan's Kitchen Favorites or something on Amazon, my little storefront comes up, and a lot of the stuff that we use here, I put there just as a collection. So when people ask, I can just send them there, and it's a lot easier than me trying to find it on Amazon. But yeah, this thing, I'm telling you, okay, so let's be honest. Hopefully my family's not watching. A lot of times people don't know what to get me for Christmas. So they get me potato socks, like that you cook potatoes in, and all sort of stuff. So when I saw this little gadget, I'm like, seriously, what am I going to do with a glass little tea kettle for popcorn? Oh my gosh, thing is awesome. I'll never be without one. Actually, it's that good. It's that good. And they're cheap too. Okay, so we did the potatoes. We did the popcorn. I want to talk super quick. I'm not going to go off on a rant. This is totally my opinion. It might be wrong. I'm not wrong about the oil, but I might be wrong about this. So, rest and relaxation. If you didn't know, Heather and I started up a cafe here. Heather has a commercial cleaning company, and it's a lot of work. She does 70-some buildings a week. And I'm a teacher. I'm a high school teacher, so I have a pretty busy career. We also run, we're doing a lot of books, and I do a lot of writing and things like this. And then on top of it, we take on this cafe, which we thought was going to be just a small kind of hobby thing. It's turned out that the second week we were open, in 2 days we went through 17 gallons of soup in 2 days. We haven't started advertising. We've been kind of hiding. So it's pretty amazing. Hundreds of meals going out the door, and we're doing a lot of free classes for the community. We're teaching people how to use Instapots. Every single class we've had so far has been sold out, and it's been an amazing thing. But along with putting out 300 meals in a week and all that volume, it's obviously a lot of work we weren't prepared for. We're still trying to hire people, so we're tired. And we've been working. I get up before 5, and I try to get to bed early. But lately, it's just been go, throttle all the way to the floor, go. So today, last night, Heather said, I signed up for a race, and I'm like, are you serious? We had 1 day to rest and recover, which was today, Sunday. So the idea was, we were just going to lay low, not do anything, let our bodies kind of like catch up, so tired, get stuff caught up. And then Heather told me she had a race today that she signed up for last minute. I'm like, dude, it's our day off. I don't want to go to a race today. But there was something else too. I started training again, and I had to get a 2-hour workout in. And her race is like in the middle of the day. So the only thing I could do is get up. The only day I could sleep in. I had to get up before 6 so I could climb onto the bike and start pedaling with no coffee. Just get on the bike, wake up, get on the bike and start going. And I was so angry. It's like, this is my day to rest. This is my day to relax. This is my day to unwind. And then after about an hour on the bike, I kind of chilled out. I kind of got into my groove. And I did a little bit of thinking, and then we went to the race. And Heather, it's hard running a 5K. If you do it right, is very, very hard. You're running as hard as you can. And Heather ended up winning second place in her age group, which was super cool. But when she came back, she's hardly breathing, and she looked so spent. She got in the car. My legs are on fire from this new program I'm on. And she looked at me. She goes, I needed that. And it hit me. This is what hit me. Rest and recovery is different for everyone. And I think the key is not so much of thinking that you need a day to catch up. You got to let your body, you got to listen to your body, and you got to let your body do something different than it's been doing all week. And I think it's an important thing. But it hit me today that it's probably not going to be the thing to just sit on the couch and do nothing. To Heather, going all out in a race, taking herself right to the limit without passing out, was her way of relaxing. It's a weird thing. And it's a thing you don't understand unless you do it. And it's the same with me, sitting on a 2-hour workout. And I'm just getting back into the groove after I guarantee you, there's no doubt that we worked at least 60-hour week this week. And that one day we had to take off, we pushed our bodies physically. And so I thought, well, is this healthy? And I really believe, again, my opinion, it is. It is very healthy. Because here's why. Something changes in you that whole rest and recovery doesn't always mean sit on the couch with your feet up and do nothing. It can mean going for a hike, getting away from the norm. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, we get into these routines that we do. Sometimes I drive to work and I don't even realize that, did I even stop at the signals? I don't even know how I got there. You're on autopilot and you just do what you're supposed to do through the week. And I think it's important that one day that you do something different. It should be something you enjoy. If your thing is sitting on the couch watching a movie, then go do it. But it shouldn't stop you from doing physical activities, because you're tired in other ways. Really mentally and emotionally, I was drained, right? And it's weird to say this, but after 2 hours of sweat, I had a puddle of sweat under me. I felt so refreshed and relaxed. I could hardly stand up. My legs were quivering. My muscles, they're not used to this anymore. But at the same time, my body was fatigued, but my mind, right? And my mind, and I guess you could say my spirit is calm because I got that time out of the day. So I said all that to say this. It's important to take that time away and rest and recover. But don't let that word rest and recover just mean get lazy, right? Do something that's different. Do something that you enjoy. Do something that gets you away from that routine stress. I think that's important. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people saying, you need to, I get it. You can't run your body into the ground. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying what, for some people, is a stress reliever. Now, if I ran, 8 hours every day of the week, obviously on that day off, running is not going to be relaxing to me, okay? Sitting and reading a book is. So I think what we have to do, we get in this routine, we got to break that routine a couple times throughout the week, just to get back, just to reset ourselves. Yes. And I strongly suggest getting outside. It's Buffalo. It is freaking cold today. The wind was terrible, but we still made it outside. It's not that it's too cold. You're not dressing right. It's important. It's important that you get outside. There's something magical about being outside. Get away from your phone. Sometimes take the earbuds out and just go enjoy a brisk walk. So that's my advice. Don't let rest and recovery make you lazy. Make it something you enjoy. And it's okay if you push your body a little bit in a different way. Yes. So what I'm going to do is flip-flop the camera, go back over my tater toppins because I think they're important. And I noticed a whole bunch of people commented on their favorite tater toppings. So if you can, do some more because there's so many. The sky's the limit with these. And I'm going to flip right around and I'm going to show you one more time what we had going on here. Maybe. Okay, so the first one we had, I just chunked up the potatoes. Put some hot sauce, nutritional yeast, and a little crushed red pepper on top. That's one of my jams right there. The next one, I had some seasoned corn that just happened to be in the fridge. Taco sauce would be a nice mix to that with a few black beans. Next one, I had some leftover chili. By the way, these are gold, Yukon Gold potatoes. Sometimes they call them yellow potatoes. The next one was some smoked paprika and a little habanero to give you a little kick and a little smoke. The next one was a gourmet mustard. I believe this is spicy garlic mustard from Weber's, which is a local company. The next one is actually FatMan's buffalo hummus. We sell a whole lot of that, buckets of it through the week. It's a very good hummus. It's just chickpeas, hot sauce, celery, and onion powder. That's it. No oil. Don't need it. No tahini either, by the way. Next one. This is some dry dill, some dill weed with some lime juice on it. That's a very good flavor too. This is a homemade barbecue sauce. It's a tomato date-based sauce. That's very good. A little smoke, a little pepper. And then the last one is fresh tomato and diced onions. And I'll just show you this. Oh, wait. And what we did is we compared these lovely potatoes with this lump of fat. And we said that calorie-wise, okay, this is the same. Nutrition-wise, this is a million times better. So eat the food and leave the oil alone. Unless you want to put it in your car. That's not a bad idea. And then the last thing, I showed you my new popcorn maker, which is a super cool addition. And it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Yes, the gravy saute. That's a good one too. I love red onions, green peppers, and mushrooms. Kind of, cooked down in a pan. Not all the way cooked down, just to soften them up. Put them on. We got some broccoli and some no cheese sauce. That's a very good one too. Some salsa, some pico. Sky is the limit. But don't be afraid of potatoes. Whoever's telling you they're bad is wrong. Yes, they are. And there's protein in potatoes. So don't worry about anything. So I'm going to get out of here because Heather's going to critique all this. And the longer I'm on, the more she has to critique. But she promises. Yes, I eat popcorn, Paula. I actually quite enjoy popcorn. Why yellow potatoes? They taste better. I don't know, we enjoy yellow. A lot of times we can't get red potato, or we can't get the yellow potatoes or gold potatoes in a 50-pound bag, but we can get red potatoes in a 50-pound bag. So a lot of times we get them because that's what comes in. But if Heather or myself is going to the store, we just prefer the Yukon Gold potatoes. Just because they taste better. Yes. And it depends too. Sometimes, like the russets, we don't usually buy them much, but I know they make better French fries. I know that. But yes, they're all good. Don't be afraid of any of them. Obviously, a sweet potato is super, super good. And given the choice, especially if I'm training, I definitely want to up the sweet potatoes a bit. I like the taste of them as well. So, I've lost. Oh, Camarillo. We are going to be in Camarillo in exactly 3 weeks from today. It's going to be a crazy event. I found out this week that I am speaking right before Dr. Michael Greger. Yeah, no stress there. So it's an all-day event. And it's going to be a lovely event, and it's going to be even more lovely that we get to leave Buffalo and go to the West Coast. So if you're in the California area, I think it's about an hour away from LA. So it is going to be fun. I'm a little bit nervous about speaking right before Dr. Greger. And I have a whole hour. So yes, I have a whole hour right in front of Dr. Greger. It's going to be wild. I'm kind of excited about it. Heather doesn't know this yet. She will now. I'm going to actually bring her up on stage with me for a few minutes so she can yeah, yes, Vicky. I actually thought about that. Boy, with that sub going up after Dr. Greger. But yeah, either way, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of people there. I'm super excited about me and some friends that I don't get to see much out on the West Coast. And I'm sure it'll be warmer than Buffalo in any event. Okay, listen, until next week, eat plants, move your body. All you got to do is a little bit more than you did yesterday. You guys have a fantastic week. Make it a great week. And remember, when you do your R&R, your rest and relaxation, it doesn't have to be on the couch. Take a walk. You can relax on a walk. It's so relaxing. Go for a swim. Do something that's relaxing. That doesn't mean it's in front of the couch with your feet up. Till next week, when Heather's doing this all on her own, we will see you. Bye-bye.